episode 105 of Dragon Ball Super. Let's talk about it.
Muten Roshi, inochi o moyasu.
Before I get into this discussion, I would like to apologise for the fact that this video wasn't up yesterday when it should have been. I did run into a few problems. There was a couple of things that happened that just sort of stopped me from recording this. But, you know, things happen, things get delayed, everything, you know, mistakes happen. But we are now here in episode 105. The episode begins with Zeno trying to count all the remaining fighters that are left in the tournament, and well, as they're trying to count, they come to the conclusion that there's just a lot of fighters left. I believe at the start of this episode there was 43, 42, something like that. It was in the low 40s, I'll say that much. Roshi's just kind of going around observing everyone. Shansa, who is from Universe 4, and a guy from Universe 3 who I have completely forgotten the name of, are fighting, as well as Magetta going at it as well. As Roshi's just going around, he encounters Caway, one of the females of Universe 4, and she attacks Roshi with these boomerangs and then a hammer kind of made out of her own ki, kind of like how a lot of people in this tournament actually, have used like ki blades, aura blades, whatever you guys want to call them. However, Roshi is way too fast for her, so of course, we have Roshi, we have the female, we know what happens here. It's a very, very old trick in the Roshi and Dragon Ball book. She tries to seduce Roshi because none of her attacks are working, and she's trying to act all sexy, but you know, Roshi underwent this training that was very much kind of made important during the build-up episodes for this tournament to mitigate any sort of seduction tactics or anything like that, but nope. He straight up falls for it because it's Roshi. What do you expect? He's a pervert. Once a pervert, always a pervert. That's the way I see Roshi. He then jumps for Caway where she counterattacks him with this spear, but he dodges it and manages to counter her. So she can't seduce him anymore, and he bulks up to his birth form and basically scares her off with sexual advances, giving Roshi his second elimination of the tournament as she jumps right off the stage to get away from him. Roshi then comes up against his next opponent, Daakori, the talisman user of Universe 4, who is the other female, and she has these blue talismans. She fires one at Roshi which goes on fire, however it's just an illusion. She then fires them all across the arena, making the arena darker. He almost falls off the arena, but it's just an illusion, and he starts running up the middle spire of the tournament arena as a massive version of Daakori kind of like smashes them off into this very conveniently placed hole, but this is her trap. She comes out of the shadow saying that his shadow is bounded by her talisman. Sounds a lot like a kind of Naruto thing that they're doing right here. She starts growing and moving, however Roshi is not done yet. He is not done by a long shot. He pulls out this small jar from his pocket, and you know exactly what that means. He says while his teammates might be powerful, he is way smarter than them and he thinks more out the box, as he whips out the move that killed him in Dragon Ball, the Mafuba, throwing Daakori into the jar, sealing it and throwing it out of the arena to make it 2 eliminations for Roshi in this episode and 3 in total. And unlike Dragon Ball, he is absolutely fine. It doesn't even affect them this time, so it's great to see that Roshi has basically mastered the Mafuba. We get this funny little skit of Beerus cheering for Roshi, however Kitela claims that Roshi was cheating because he's using an item, and as they're squabbling, the Zenon decide that, you know, it's cool, it's pretty neat the way Roshi did that, so Roshi is safe, which me personally thinking open up a lot more possibilities in the future for this tournament. We may see like the Potaros being thrown in, or other things like that, because they can't, you know, throw in like swords, you know, spears, daggers, all these weapons, but Potaros are technically not weapons, just like the Mafuba jar. They're just for a technique. So it'd be interesting to see what they do with that, but I don't think they're going to bring back Vegito 2 arcs in a row. I think that would be kind of overkill because he would probably wipe the floor with everyone in that tournament. We then switch back to Roshi, however, out of nowhere, Ganos appears. He is the spy that was spying on Goku, Frieza, all those other guys during that portion of the build-up, challenging Roshi to a fight. He powers up with this yellow electric aura and transforms into this thing that looks like, to me, a mix between Blanka from Street Fighters and Jet the Hawk from Sonic Riders. It's an absolutely crazy looking transformation as we go to a commercial break. We come back from the break with Roshi versus Ganos, and Ganos immediately lunges for Roshi, but Roshi just one-shots this man through a rock. Roshi is not playing around. He lunges again and starts going for Roshi, however Roshi is easily just dodging every single attack he throws. Ganos then uses these aura looking blades again to try and get Roshi, but Roshi just swipes him into a rock. He's blasting through this man. Ganos, however, gets up and is starting to get stronger, and it's very apparent that the theme of this episode is youth versus seniors, like older characters. He starts throwing faster punches and kicks at Roshi, eventually rocking him right in the gut, and begins to absolutely pummel Roshi, blasting him across the arena. Goku tries to interfere, however Universe 3's Magi-Kyo is holding him back as he is fighting with him. And Roshi then pulls out an extremely old move, like this is very early Dragon Ball. He pulls this move out on Ganos. He starts moving his hands around and starts chanting. He starts using the same hypnosis song he used against Goku back in the 21st Tenkaichi Budokai, so it's an extremely long time ago that he used this move. Ganos starts getting affected by it, and just in the nick of time, he shocks himself out of the hypnosis with his electricity, smashing Roshi right in the gut again with a knee. Roshi decides enough is enough. He takes off his glasses, and when he does that, you know this man, this old man right here, is about to get serious. And he starts charging up a Kamehameha, all the while being shocked by Ganos' electricity, giving this very emotional speech about Goku and Krillin as he fires the greatest, most powerful Kamehameha at Ganos, giving him absolutely no chance to counter, firing him right out of the arena to give Roshi his third consecutive elimination in this episode and his 4th overall, putting Universe 4 down to 4 members remaining and giving Roshi 4 kills, being on equal with Android 18. He is currently tied for 2nd in Universe 7's team. That is absolutely insane that someone like Roshi, someone who is conceived to be one of the weakest in the team, is doing so well in this tournament. You gotta give props to the man. But just as everyone is celebrating, Roshi just kind of collapses. He just collapses. Krillin tries to jump in, but Shin stops him. Goku tries to get over to him, but Magi-Kyo stops him, and he powers up to Blue to get out of Magi-Kyo's grip and instant transmissions over to Roshi. Roshi, my friends, he actually dies right here. This man, Roshi, dies right here. Goku tries to kind of defibrillate him using ki shock waves, and as luck would have it, after a few times, Goku manages to bring Roshi back from the brink, and this actually makes Goku start to cry, which is very emotional, as he gives Roshi a shoulder. Even Beerus has enough respect for this man to ask what his name is, as Roshi and Goku start walking away, talking about and laughing about how Roshi got sent to the other world, as the Spire descends, with 34 minutes remaining left in the Tournament of Power, as the episode ends there. But now with the episode out of the way, it's time for the overall thoughts of this episode. This episode was pretty solid, I won't lie. It was honestly a mixed bag. Like, there was a lot of very good stuff here, a lot of very old techniques. Of course, we got the Mafuba coming back, the Hypnosis move coming back from the 21st Tenkaichi Budokai. We got another fantastic looking Roshi Kamehameha. But while like this episode was amazing, I loved what it stood for. It was kind of showing and symbolizing that even you might be old, you might be the oldest fighter in this tournament, which he's obviously not because Hit is in this tournament and he's over 1,000 years old. The olds can still kick ass. Even Hit, he's still kicking ass. He was throwing hands left, right and centre in episode 104. So I think this episode is really just symbolising that the old are still kicking in this tournament. It's not all just up to the young. The old can still throw some hands. However, the one thing I don't like about this episode, which kind of maybe docks at a few points for me, is I think that it would have been such a good way to get another Universe 7 fighter out of this tournament by giving Roshi his final hurrah and sending him out of the tournament dead or alive. I'm not sure what they could have done. Maybe what they could have done is as he dies, Goku doesn't manage to bring him back to life like he did, and he is the one who has to eliminate him, sort of kind of very symbolically showing that Roshi is passing the torch to Goku now, which would be an incredible way for Roshi to go out, even though it would be very weird for Roshi to be a dead body on the sidelines with Krillin, especially Krillin, Beerus, Shin, Whis, and all that. Maybe Whis could do something about that, maybe to bring him back or whatever, but I think it would be very symbolic for Roshi to die and for Goku to eliminate him to sort of show the passing of the torch, because a dead body cannot, do anything in this tournament. But otherwise, this episode was very good. I loved it. I loved seeing Roshi kick ass. He's one of the better characters, I feel, in Dragon Ball, just character-wise. He's very quirky. When he's serious, he is very serious. So I loved to see him get his deserved spotlight after such a long time of not really seeing him in action. But with the overall thoughts out of the way, it's time to get into the previews with episode 106 entitled Figure It Out, Deathmatch Against an Unseen Attacker. And this is a very big episode, as it's the first episode where we've really seen Universe 7 fight together, where in this episode we see Tenshinhan, we see Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Piccolo, of course Frieza, 17, 18 and Roshi are still missing, although we do see Roshi in this episode, but I don't think he's going to be doing much, maybe just a little bit of resting after the last one. But as we get into the previews, we first see that Gohan and Piccolo will be returning in this fight against the Sniper of Universe 2. We then get a very quick shot of Gohan and Roshi looking up at someone, and who I believe this is right here is Dr. Rota, the small pig type guy that we got shown from Universe 6 during the sort of showings up of all the fighters when we got to see the hidden fighters and all that. We then get a quick shot of this week's MVP Roshi resting, just like I said. Then these kind of floating brown orbs going around, with an extremely quick shot of Rota seemingly stopping someone who is one of the newly revealed fighters, one of the silhouetted fighters of Universe 2, called Pran. He is this big kind of brown blob guy. I don't know how to describe him. The next shot is of a ki blast going through the orbs, seemingly fired by Vegeta, but it's not really too sure. Goku's holding a boulder in the background. Goku says in the previews that even when in cover, the Sniper is still firing shots, as we see Gohan and Piccolo hiding from the shots and Tenshinhan running. We then get the shot of a silhouette. Not sure who this is. It's very hard to tell who this shot is. Then we get a shot of someone who's looking into the orb, or a crystal ball that has these thermal images. I think this might be Gohan and Piccolo in the thermal imaging. Then we get to see another new hidden fighter from Universe 2, seemingly our sniper for this episode, Harmira, who also, just like Ganos, really reminds me of Blanca from Street Fighter. I don't know what it is, but we get this very awesome looking shot of Goku and Vegeta both firing ki blasts, the Kamehameha and the Gallic Gun respectively, with the title Figure It Out, Deathmatch Against an Unseen Attacker, with explosions happening all over the arena in the background, with the final shots being continuations of Goku and Vegeta's ki blast from before, as the previews end there. Very big episode next week, I can't wait for it. It's going to be great to see the Universe 7 team really try to work together to figure out something in this tournament. It's going to be great to see. But with that being said, if you guys like this video, please leave a like and a comment in the comment section below. Do you think that the Universe 17 will be able to fight against Harmira, Pran and Dr. Rota in next week's episode? Please share this amongst your friends, and if you could, please hit the bell next to the subscribe button. That way you'll get a notification every single time I upload. That way you'll get every single piece of content to you as it goes up. I've been AzureAce, and thank you for coming to the video.
You have arrived. I'm here to tell you that if you don't subscribe to AzureAce for Dragon Ball, Kingdom Hearts, and Pokemon TCG content, you will wander forever in the darkness of your heart.